about to level us up big time. We hittin' Cali way sooner than you thought," Melvin whispered to Fatima, pulling her close and planting kisses. "Okay, bae, I trust you. Long as I'm with you, I'm straight," she replied, melting into him. That vibe had her feeling secure, like she finally had something solid, unlike her dad who dipped out on her. To Fatima, Melvin was the entire universe. She hung on his every word, trusted him deep. But she didn't see the hustle coming that would flip her good luck into straight chaos. At first, things were smooth. They pulled off some slick moves on some loaded folks in town, and even hit up a few out of state. Melvin kept hyping up their big exit, stacking cash on the low. But whenever Fatima needed her cut for her mom and Jason, Melvin either flipped out or ducked out with lame excuses. Eventually, Fatima caught on to his shady ways and his drug mess. Despite all the warning signs, her heart still beat for him. But then, all the real talk hit the fan, and Fatima faced a crossroads. Stay Melvin's pawn, or boss up and blaze her own trail, choose to shine on her own terms. Now that she saw the game for what it was, those first steps toward freedom felt real. The price of loyalty. Post-reveal, Fatima's world started unraveling. The sweet story she thought she lived with Melvin turned sour, each memory now tainted with the sting of betrayal. Yet, through the storm, one thing kept her grounded: loyalty. This loyalty was more than love or want. It was her deep need to belong, to connect beyond the shallow day-to-day. Despite her mama Pearl warning her, despite that gut feeling telling her something was off, Fatima held tight to Melvin, clinging to the hope that maybe, just maybe, there was some realness beneath all the lies. Loyalty cost her, though. Melvin, seeing her ride-or-die spirit, pulled her deeper into his schemes, blurring lines she used to know clearly. It started with small asks, seemingly harmless favors that carried hidden risks. As the stakes rose, so did the danger. Fatima found herself running errands, carrying mysterious packages and messages. She chose not to ask, not to see, using ignorance as her shield. Each task was a gamble, a price paid in loyalty, hoping it'd buy back the love she craved. But one night, in the shady back room of a joint far from the Blue Diamond's glitz, reality crashed down. Amid a tense showdown, Melvin's true mess unfolded. Fatima's heart hammered, her thoughts a tornado of fear and disbelief. The man she defended, put her peace on the line for, was a stranger wrapped in the comfort of shared secrets. The danger wasn't just a chance, it was right there, breathing down her neck. As she navigated the aftermath, grappling with her choices, Fatima realized the cost of her loyalty wasn't just the danger. It was how it ate at her identity, her integrity, bit by bit. Yet, it was this very struggle, this conflict, that kindled a defiance within her. Walking through the loyalty storm, facing challenges that tested her, sparked a new awareness in Fatima. Real loyalty wasn't about self-sacrifice, but about standing true to oneself. As this chapter on Fatima's reflection ends, the price of loyalty emerges as a complex lesson on human connections. It underscores the power of choice, the strength it takes to balance loyalty with self-care. In her journey from denial to awakening, Fatima starts to see the light of empowerment, a path carved by adversity and the relentless pursuit of self-respect, a hard truth. The sun was just peeking over the horizon, casting long shadows across the small front yard where Fatima stood, saying her goodbyes. Her mama Pearl had that worried look in her eyes again, the one that always made Fatima's heart tighten. "Baby, "You need to come on back home with us," Pearl urged, her voice thick with emotion. "I had me a dream last night. You was thrown into a dark pit surrounded by snakes. It ain't right. What you're doing, staying away with that man." Fatima shuffled uneasily, her gaze drifting over to her young son, who was playing with a toy car in the dirt. She knew her mama only wanted what was best, but the idea of giving up the life she was building with, Melvin tugged hard at her heartstrings. "Mama, we're just about to get everything settled. Melvin's got plans." "That man's plans ain't no good, Fatima," Pearl cut in sharply. "I can feel it. Something bad's coming. You think I don't see the way things are heading?" Before Fatima could reply, a car horn beeped loudly from the street. It was Melvin, arriving earlier than expected. His timing was always either perfect or disastrous, and Fatima couldn't tell which tea was today. She hugged her son quickly and gave Pearl a tight, reassuring smile, which didn't seem to comfort her mother at all. As she walked towards Melvin's car, she could feel Pearl's eyes on her back, filled with tears and unspoken fears. "What's up, babe? Ready to ride?" Melvin's voice broke through her thoughts as she slid into the passenger seat. "Yeah, I guess. But why you here so early?" Fatima asked, buckling her seatbelt. Melvin pulled away from the curb, his eyes scanning the road as he spoke. "Got a tip on a big score, baby. Tonight we gonna hit it big, enough cash to set us up for good." The excitement in his voice was infectious, and for a moment, Fatima allowed herself to be swept up in the possibility of finally having all they needed. But as they drove away, the image of her mother, standing alone in the doorway, haunted her. The night unfolded like a bad dream. The so-called big score turned out to be a setup. Everything that could go wrong did. By the time Melvin dropped her off back at the hotel, the early morning light was creeping across the sky again, and the euphoria of Melvin's promises had evaporated